Again, thanks for joining us here today. I'm Alan Lopazinski. I'm the Director of Marketing at AlpsControls.com, and sitting in the chair next to me here today is Chris Colasito, who is our Regional Sales Manager in the Northeastern region of the United States. So, our goal today is to take you a little bit deeper into the newly redesigned AlpsControls.com and to provide you, hopefully, with some tips and tools so that you can log in and find your products and get your jobs done as efficiently and productively as you're used to doing with us. Now, we're not going to have time today to show you everything that's new and everything you can do. We're going to have to depend on you to do a certain amount of exploring and experimentation by yourself, but that's okay. You know, if you've been a customer of ours for any amount of time, you know already that we've got a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of resources available to help you anytime that you get stuck. And once this webinar is over, if we haven't answered all of your questions, you can always reach out to us to learn more. And at the end, we'll review all of the ways that you can do that. So before we get to the new website and start pushing buttons and buying stuff, we're going to spend just a minute or two answering the big question. Why have we made these changes, and why are we asking you to learn all this new stuff? Well, the shortest, simplest answer is because this is just what we do. We've always thought of ourselves as much, much more than just a distributor of products. It's always been our mission to not only sell you stuff, but to give you the service and the convenience and the productivity tools that help you throughout your job. So that's why we've made the changes, because they'll help you do your job. And overall, the updates we've made boil down to three primary benefits. We've made Alps Controls completely available and responsive on every digital device. So now you can use it equally fast and efficiently on your desktop and on your laptop and your phone and your tablet, really everywhere. And you've told us that you want this and you need this, and now you can use Alps Controls everywhere that you want to. Secondly, we've given you quick and easy access to all the data you want. We kept on hearing from you that when you log in, the first thing you want to know is, where's my stuff? And as you're going to see in a minute, we've made it incredibly easy for you to find out at a glance where your stuff is and what's happening at that moment with all of the activity in your account. And third, we've added to and improved all of the purchasing tools in your account so you can find products and store lists and create projects and better organize all of the stuff that you come to our site to do. Okay, so now I'm going to stop telling you how awesome everything is and start showing you instead. So we're going to go and see the site. Okay, so we're going to start out, shockingly enough, on the home page. Now, we're not logged in yet. We can immediately see that things are, of course, different. The overall design is new, and it's brighter, and it's easier to read. And over here on the left, you'll see this is brand new. We now list all of our product categories over here on the left column. And what that means is that if you want, you can get immediately into the catalog when you get here. So you get to the home page, and you already know that you're looking for, let's say, pressure products, and you click that link in the left column, and you're already into that category with just a single click. Now back on the home page, I want to show you that the very important things that you're looking for, they really haven't changed much. You'll still see that our search bar is up here, right where it's always been. And over on the side in the upper right corner, you still have your shopping cart list and where you log into your account. And over here on the left, you can see that our primary manufacturers and shop links are right where they've always been. I mean, I will point out that the link on Alps Controls that used to say shop now says shop. So that's really, really scary. I'll give you that moment just to sink in and hopefully move on, okay? We're going to go ahead now and log into the account. Now, as I do this, you're going to see various things in this account like projects and lists and product pricing and things like that. Keep in mind, this is just a demo account that I'm going to show you. It's got some fake information, sort of some old information. So it doesn't work exactly the same way that your account might work, but it functions for this webinar. So there's nothing really extraordinary to see here in logging in. You're going to log into the exact same account that you've always had since you set it up. Your email address is still your email, and your password hasn't changed. I'll remind you that your password is now case sensitive when you enter it. So if you originally set up a password with any capital letters, you'll need to use those accurately for the new site. But if you're unsure, if you used capital letters in your password before and you have trouble logging in, you just click this forgot your password link right here and you can set up a new one. It's no big deal. So we'll go ahead and log in. Now that we're logged in, we'll take a look around the home page here and see what's changed. Look here first in the middle where you'll see a few interesting things. First of all, this area here is your recent activity area, and this shows you activities that you've performed recently. Product and text searches that you've done, orders that you've viewed, products that you've viewed, and also new notifications that are in your account. They will appear green in here. The idea here is that we're giving you a quick glance at the last handful of items or actions that you've done in your account, especially because you might want to revisit them. You can click on any of these and go right back to whatever that was that you were looking at previously. Now down below there, you're going to see an area of pinned items. These are items that you've pinned to your home page. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes how that works exactly. But what you need to know is that you get to choose whatever appears down here. And again, these are orders that you've placed, lists you've made. All of those can be displayed right here on your home page, however you'd like, so that they're right there right when you log in. Now we're going to go ahead and look at your main account pages. What you'll notice is that when you hover over this Your Account link up here in the upper right corner, a menu of choices appears. And you can go directly to any of these areas. We'll take a quick look at each of these in turn, but let's start out with your main account page here. So now this page looks quite different than what you might be used to seeing from the previous version of Alps Controls. It used to look like this. Now it looks like this, and the reason behind this design is to give you that quick and efficient access to information. Here you can see where your current orders are and your completed orders. And I wanted to draw your attention to this progress circle here. We've added this to the orders so that you can see really quickly at a glance what the status of your orders are. You can see that this order that I just recently submitted at the end of October, October 24th, this is only submitted, so the progress circle is only partially filled in. These completed orders down here, they have a progress circle that's complete. It's all the way around. And you'll see a few other different states of this circle on your orders. You'll see it when the order has been received, when the parts have been shipped, etc. And so you'll see different states of that circle. So let's go ahead and we'll look around this page some more. And I'm not going to click on every single thing because you'll want to do that exploring in your own account. But I can show you that there are a number of account management tools here, such as, here's the block of information that's all about you. You can go ahead and change your password. You can edit your info and your emails. Then below that, you can see how you can get direct access to your sales manager. You see their picture, their phone number, and an email link to them. Then there's some other links where you can review how, the status of your returns and your tax exemption certificates. Really everything you need to maintain your account is on this first page. And you'll see up here, these links here, which are to the main parts of your account, orders, lists, and projects, those are the same links that appear underneath this main menu up here. So you can get to those pages either way. So we're going to go ahead and explore each of those areas in turn now. This first link to company and personnel, that's information that's edited by your company's administrator. So if you're not personally the administrator of your account, you're not even going to see that link. And that's mainly to update information and to add new people and remove people who are no longer with the company, that kind of thing. So you might not even see that link in your account if you're not the administrator. We'll skip that for now and go right on to orders. Okay, so now we're looking at the orders page, and this is a really great time to show you what we mean by pinning. Because you can pin your orders, but as you can see, there are a number of other things throughout your account that you can pin as well. So this is really simple. You just pin something when you want to see it at the very top. If you think it's important enough to look at first, you pin it to the top. And all you do is you find the order that you want to have at the top. We're going to do this webinar demo order that you can see that I made. And you can see that there's this little thumbtack icon here. And when you click on it, it changes from gray to orange. And now this order is pinned to the top of your page. And you'll notice back on our home page where we were looking at these before, now that order is also pinned to the top of the home page. Okay? So when you go back to your orders, we'll go back to the orders page now. Now remember, you can leave this pinned up there as long as you want. You can leave it there forever if you want. If that's an important order that you want to keep referencing, look at the parts, look at the pricing, whatever, you could leave it there pinned at the top. But when you're done, you just unpin it, and you can see that it went back into the list of orders that we had before. Now we're going to get a little bit more deeply into this order page. I'd remind you that in the previous version of Alps Controls, when you just looked at a glance at your current orders and your recently completed orders, you could see that the only stuff that you could really look at would be the purchase order and the order number and the date. There wasn't a whole lot of information there. Well, what we heard you telling us is that you really wanted more. You wanted to be able to glance at your orders and get a lot more information. So we created these cards. That's what you're going to hear us referring to, these rectangular areas where all this information is. We call these cards. And they show you a detailed thumbnail of the order before you click on it. Take a look at everything the card shows you just at a glance. You can see the purchase order number and the job number if you assigned one. You can see how many parts were ordered and what's been shipped, what's been received, as well as a total for the order. And then with just a few clicks, without even leaving this page, you can request an RMA, a return for this order, or you can download the order as a PDF. And then this is really cool. You can, with just a single click, you can find out if there's tracking information on this order. You can go back and forth from details to tracking and then immediately find a tracking link. And in fact, you can toggle this entire page of orders over to tracking information up here. You click on track, and now all of your orders are showing whatever tracking information our system has for these specific orders. Just with a single click, you see it the whole page. Then when you click on these work the same way that our previous website did, is that you click on the UPS link or whatever, and you go out to the UPS site and you see the tracking information up to date for that order. Now this one has one of those old pieces of data that I was telling you about in the account. That's why it didn't give us an accurate tracking result, but you can see obviously that that's going to work when we have an up-to-date result. The next thing you'll see on this page is that over here on the left, you can use these tools over here to narrow down the order that you're looking for and filter down exactly what you want. So, for example, if you wanted to find just orders that had Brady Corporation parts in it, you click the filter for Brady Corporation. Now you see we've narrowed this down to just these two orders. And you can see also that that filter appears at the top of the page, and we can easily remove it again by just clicking on the X. See, now the filter's gone and all the orders are back up again. And I showed you that because you're going to see those filters throughout the site. They're really easy to apply and really easy to remove again. So now, of course, you're going to want to look at some of your orders in depth. We've made it so that you can do that in a couple different ways. When you're looking at the order, you can click the PO link up here at the top, or obviously you can click the View Order button. So when the order opens, it looks very similar to what you're used to, with separated areas down here for all the suppliers' parts. I mean, we've made it a little bit easier to see with the suppliers' logos. Really, really simple there. You can see what parts have been shipped, which parts are pending, etc. You have all the pertinent information up here. Over here, this is new. On the left column for each of your orders, you can now find all of the product documentation that's attached to this order. Is really convenient right to the order. So if you have these IDEC parts on the order, the IDEC specification sheet is right over here for easy access. Okay, so now let's go back to the page that shows all of your orders. Oh, I'm not sure if everybody just saw what I did, so I'm going to do it again real quick, okay? We were on a specific order page, and when I wanted to go back to the previous page I was on, I actually used the back button on my browser. Now, if you've spent any time on Alps Controls in the past, you know that our site is a little different than many others. It's been tricky in the past for us to use the back button on a browser because of the way the site was coded. And I'm not going to get too deeply into that technical aspect, but Alps Controls has always been like that because of the specific way that our database manages the millions of unique part numbers that we have in our catalog. But see, in this redesigned website, we've improved the way we do things so we can still offer millions of part numbers, but in an easier, quicker way for you to use. From now on, you can click back and forward and back and forward, and you can click sideways all you want. You can even go to a product's page address, the URL, and you can copy it, paste it into an email perhaps, or send it to somebody, reference it for later, bookmark it. You can do all the things with our web address and our URL that you want to. Click all the way around the site until your fingers hurt, and you're never going to get lost in new pages or pop-ups. Okay, so next on our list of account pages, we're going to go to lists. So this new function on Alps Controls is so important. We even included on this page a quick little explainer. You can see this up here in green about what you can do with lists. Here's what you can do with lists. You can do anything with lists, okay? Anything. A list is any set of parts that you want to save for any reason. A list is anything somebody asked you to buy that maybe you wrote it down on a Post-it or a legal pad, and instead, now you can just make that list and keep it on Alps Controls. It stays there forever, and you can use it as many times as you want. For example, you could create a list to build a quote, okay, for a customer of specific parts. Or you could have a list of all the parts that your estimator always puts inside like a 24 by 24 enclosure. Or you could have lists for all different sizes of enclosures and keep them all separate and handily organized. And then once that list is created, you can use it over and over again. You can move it or copy it to your shopping cart or anywhere. Basically what we've done is we've taken material lists and kits from the previous AlpsControls.com, and we kind of Frankenstein them into something much more robust and incredible. They're really the most versatile thing we've enhanced in this version, and we really think you're going to love them. There's so much that they can do, these lists. You're going to have to explore them a bit on your own or seek help from our support team and your sales manager. For now, I'm just going to run you through the basics. So we're going to go ahead and create a new list by clicking here on New List. We'll give it a name. Oh, look, I used that name already. So we'll call it Webinar Demo List 2. Okay, you can give it a description. You don't have to, but you can. And then this area right here is you can upload an Excel sheet that has your part numbers and quantities in it. Again, on the old website, if you had done this ever with a material list or with a valve schedule, this will all be familiar to you. If not, again, seek help from our support team in learning how to do this. It's a really great way to upload hundreds or thousands of parts at a time, and our site automatically makes them into a list for you. So there's some more information down here, but basically you can just go ahead and create your new list. Now you see the list here, and it's ready to be populated with parts. So let's go ahead, we'll search for a part to put onto our list. So we find a part in the catalog, and really all we need to do is go to the part we want and hover over the Add To link. We choose List, and then our list of list names comes up here. You can see all these that we've made. You can create a new one at this point if you want, but we're going to choose that one that we just made, this Webinar Demo List 2. We click on it. Now that part has been added to our new list. Very, very simple. Now, once you've got that list created, you can also go ahead and put tags on it. We've added tags to help you organize different lists that have similar purposes. For example, if you wanted to have a bunch of different lists or several different lists that all had panel parts in it, you can see that these lists here have panel parts, or relays, lists for enclosures. You could make a list that just has the 20 by 20 enclosures or something like that. So you can add as many tags, create as many tags as you want to, and this helps you organize your lists. And if you look over here in the left column, you can see that this is where you can search through various tags that you've made. So if we want all of the panel lists that we've made, we click the panel tag and we see these have come up. Again, we can remove that filter really easily. And just like you did with orders, you can pin these lists to the top of the page if you want. You can see these, that same thumbnail icon. You pin it to the top or you unpin it. So the bottom line with lists is you could do a whole lot with them in dozens of different ways. We can't even imagine covering all of them today. And it's really going to be a terrific versatile tool that that you should go in and test and play around with and keep these in your account for reference. You can also, once you've got a list, you can also easily copy it to your cart or move it to your cart, or you can copy it to another list. You can copy it to a project, upload more products to it, add non-catalog parts, get documentation, all of that kind of stuff. So there's just so much to do with it. So now the next choice on our account list over here is projects. Now, what I want to say about projects is that it's really a more lengthy topic than we're able to cover today. Using projects on Alps Controls to organize and plan your purchasing is an excellent way to bring convenience and productivity to your daily work. So if you've never used them, now would be a terrific time to get in touch with your account sales manager and get some in-depth hands-on instruction on how to create and use projects. So now that brings us to the last link in your account menu here, your parts. Now your parts come in two different flavors. You can see those down here on the left. Company standard parts and your favorite parts. Here's what they're for. On our previous website, we refer to these sometimes as frequent parts or mini catalog. So any part on alpscontrols.com can be marked as a company standard part. And what that means is that it's a part that anyone in your company can see, and then anyone can order it or add it to a list, and so on. Everyone in your company can see and use these parts, but only your administrator can add or remove parts to that list. Now with your favorite parts, those are parts that you mark on Alps Controls with that designation. That means it's only visible to you and only you can edit that list. And obviously you can see that your favorite parts is designated with a heart and company standard parts are marked with a star. Some of them obviously have both. They're on both lists. So let's take an example of a part in the catalog and we'll see how we add a part to either of those lists. So we find this list of parts that we just searched for, we find the exact one that we want, and again, we hover over the Add To list, and in this case, we're an administrator. I'm logged in as an administrator, so I can choose company standard parts, or I could choose my favorite parts, and you can see that the heart icon appears there. Now, if you ever want to remove that designation from your favorite parts, it's just as easy. Hover over that Add To list, and you just remove it. And you can see that on the parts page again, you can filter this page by either one of those two choices, as well as manufacturers and categories and text word search. There's a whole lot of ways that you can filter these down to find exactly what you're looking for. So that's about it for the account pages here when you're logged into the site. Obviously, you're going to be spending a lot of time in the account area because there's lots to do there. But we should also mention the actual parts that you're going to be looking for. So we're going to go visit the shop and manufacturers pages. So obviously, this is the shop page, and it looks a lot different than it used to, but it functions pretty much the way that it always did. If you're shopping by categories, that's what we've chosen here. We clicked shop. We're going to browse down through these category icons. We're going to find the one we want. So let's try humidity condensation. And then we see subcategories on the next level down. We'll choose duct humidity sensors. And then we get a page of search results of the filter results that we've applied. Now on this page, you'll see that we've made improvements here. We now show you a thumbnail picture of that part number for your reference before you go ahead and configure it or do whatever you want to do. You'll see over here on the left that all the filters are here ready for you to use. So you can filter your search results by, say, manufacturer. You can see that got applied up here, and you can filter it by other attributes. You can see it narrowed it down further. And again, you can remove those filters really easily. And it's the same idea when you browse by manufacturers. You come to the manufacturer's page by that top link. We'll go down here, we'll try some C3 controls parts. We'll choose some pilot lights, and now we're on the parts results page. From here, we go ahead and we can go and configure these parts. We click configure, and then we make the choices. None of this should be mysterious, but this page is also the product detail page, where you can find documentation available for download. We've configured the part, we can choose a quantity, and then we can add it to our lists or our parts if we want, or go ahead and add it to our cart. Now, obviously, there's going to be some parts that don't need to be configured. So if we go back to C3 controls again, we'll choose something that does not require configuration. How about some sockets? And what you'll notice on this results page is that very easily we can choose the quantity here and then just add it directly to the cart. We don't have to go to the product detail page if we don't want to. Now we're going to go ahead and talk real quick about the site's search box up here. And this functions exactly the way you'd expect a search box to function, but it's different and it's better than our previous one. Now you can use our site's search box to find anything from part numbers to manufacturer names, category types. You just type anything you want in there, and if it's in our catalog, you'll see the results on the next page. So let's start out. We'll do a quick part number search, and we either click the icon or we hit return. Now you can see we got results for those parts, but let's say instead we wanted to put in a category. Duct averaging sensor. We hit return, and again, we get similar results, to when we did the part search. We could even be very specific and say we want to find a Siemens duct averaging sensor. And again, you see we get the results, that line up with the previous searches that we've done. So that's pretty much all that we have time for today. I probably went a little bit over, but I wanted to give you a quick look at, some insight into this new, better access to data that we've created on the new Alps controls, and the improved purchasing tools that will hopefully boost your productivity when you buy online from us. And of course, the convenience of using Alps controls on all of your digital devices. And when we're done here, I'd encourage you to pull up our website on your phone, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. There's a lot to do on our site, so it's really likely that you're going to discover something that you want to know more about that we couldn't cover here. In that case, don't be scared, okay? We really love to help you. You've got several terrific options for reaching us. On the Your Account page, you can contact your sales manager directly. Their name and their phone number, their email address, and their cute little thumbnail picture, in this case, Chris's cute little thumbnail picture, is found right down here on the page. You can also browse the Contact Us page, which is linked up here. And on that page, you're going to find the specific person that you want to talk to, and then you can reach out to them on phone or email or Skype. And then finally, you can click this delightfully bright live chat button at any time that we're in the office, and we'll pop right up and help answer your questions in just minutes. So thank you. Thank you all really a lot for attending the webinar. I also wanted to draw your attention to the homepage, where we do have a link to some quick tips videos right here. This takes you out to our YouTube channel. We got a handful of quick tips videos that have been re-edited to reflect the new website. We're going to be adding to this list constantly with new resources and new help. And we will post the recording of this webinar as well. One more quick thing before we go. You've probably seen a lot of mentions about free shipping. We've been talking about this in our monthly newsletter. We've been putting it nearly constantly on our homepage in this banner area. Each month we've been adding new manufacturers to this list. The list is growing all the time. And I just wanted to let you know that this is not going to slow down anytime soon. And our goal in the next month or so is to be able to offer free shipping on most products that you find in our online marketplace. So please keep an eye on that. If we aren't offering free shipping on your favorite parts right now, we will be really, really soon. Thanks very much, everybody. We appreciate your attention. And please contact us anytime if you need more help.